Hey, it's Joseph Uber here, and I am doing the multimedia part of my Mansfield Park project. And what I've decided to do was just look at some fan art of Fanny Price that is online, because essentially what my essay is about is how different creators envision Fanny Price in different ways, but in the end, the core idea of the character is always the same, and the core idea of Fanny Price is the average female and some of the personalities that they embody. And more importantly, she's about female development and human imperfection. So let's get started. The first Fanny Price we have here is a very young and innocent Fanny Price. Just looking at her face, her features are very soft. You can tell by the rosy cheeks. Her smile is very, very innocent looking, I guess. I mean, everything about her face right here says innocent. She has pale blue eyes, wide eyes, round eyes. And then you go down and you see her finger is entwined in a cross, which says she cares about her religion. Then you come down a little further and you notice that what I assume is her diary is gripped close to her chest, which means she writes her ideas down. She's one of those girls which typically is one of the younger girls in that time period who focuses on their diary. It's kind of that average innocent girl. And yeah, I mean, innocence and youth is what I think this picture displays the most. So that's what this artist got from Fanny Price. The next Fanny Price is completely different. It seems like maybe a little bit more older Fanny Price, and the focus on here is a very dark picture. What I assume this artist is thinking is that Fanny Price is kind of in this world of gloom. As you can see, the trees have no leaves on them. She's surrounded by, dark birds, and she's the only really thing that's emanating any light whatsoever. Her dress is white, and her skin is pale, but I think that's because of her surroundings. I think this picture mostly tries to say that Fanny's surroundings bring her down, and although she is a great and powerful character, she's not able to express that because she's stuck in this place that really does not give her any chance to flourish or anything like that. So another side of Fanny, and this is the side of a woman that really wants to come out, but honestly is reserved and kind of muted by her surroundings. So there you go. Next we have this Fanny Price, and this is kind of an odd picture, but we'll take from it what we can. This Fanny Price seems like maybe like in her 20s or so. This seems like a very passive Fanny Price. A Fanny Price a lot like in the novel. I say this because, as you can see, her hands are down, not doing anything special. Her lips, her expression is just extremely plain, like no emotion on it at all whatsoever. She still has her cross around her, so there's still that idea of religion that a lot of the readers are getting from the book. She has those rosy cheeks, but it just does not say nearly as much as it said in the first picture. This picture is just extremely passive, which I think really, really closely resembles the Fanny that is portrayed within the novel. This Fanny Price is a little more elegant, a little more, it seems like she's a little more high status. In this one, again, you have that passive look on her face, even though her appearance may not exactly say passive. Her emotions and her gestures are pointing to a more passive idea, and I think more than this picture is even closer to the novel, at least more of when Fanny starts to get a lot more attention and stuff. I think this resembles that kind of Fanny because she's put up on this pedestal, but still she is still struggling with releasing her emotions and getting her ideas out there. And I mean, if you look at her eyes don't really show much emotion. If anything, it shows maybe a little bit of worry. I mean, her lips almost seem like they're almost in a bit of a frown, or it gives that expression that she's worried about something, or she's thinking about something that could be problematic. She again has her journal, but it's not gripped up close to her chest like it was in the original picture. Now it is more of just down by her side, which still says that she uses her journal. She's a writer about her emotions and feelings, but it doesn't say that she's like really invested into it, and like this is like her world revolves around this journal. So once again, another passive representation of Fanny from a fan. So this Fanny is from it looks like a high school or college student. They said they're in school, and they're reading Mansfield Park, and they said this is what Fanny thinks of them. So I think that's exactly what I'm trying to showcase, so that I decided to pick this picture. This is a very interesting picture because it portrays Fanny in a very interesting way. It almost makes her seem like she's on a mission, like she has like she has something to take care of or handle, and I never really got that impression of Fanny while reading the book. She's in this sort of cloak. She's gripping it with her hand. She's looking behind her. And I think the looking behind her is really important. What is she looking at? I don't know if the artist was going this deep, but you know, there's something behind her, and she could be looking at all the problems in her past or something, if we want to really get deep, or that might just be a pose the artist chose to put her in. But look at her hair. Her hair is in a very sophisticated looking bun. You can tell that she has a little bit of age on her, and her face shows a little bit more seriousness, which is kind of, I mean, I really like this picture because this is a cool portrayal of her. Not necessarily passive, but definitely not innocent or like youthful like the first one. So there's another look of Fanny Price. This one, I chose this one because this one is a description. This person says that Mansfield Park is their favorite Jane Austen novel, and why, I don't know, but here's their Fanny Price. Basically, Fanny Price in this picture is very mature looking. I think that's the most important thing to notice. Sorry about that. But yeah, she's very mature looking. She still has her rosy cheeks, but they're a lot less rosy. Her face does not show passiveness, but it does show like a serious kind of look, and her whole appearance is a lot more mature. You know, it has that kind of beauty, but not kind of like, more of a natural beauty, I would say. And she has her hands kind of like really oddly positioned. Almost looks like she has like her hands where somebody would have it if she had like a baby or something, but she doesn't have a baby, so that's weird. But she looks like she's thinking about something. She's plotting something. This is a more mature Fanny. So this is what this reader got from it. And since this is the reader's favorite Austen novel, I think this was a good picture to show because they've put a little thought into the character of Fanny, and this is what they came out with. Finally, we have this one, and this is my favorite one because it's kind of cartoony. And we have Mr. Crawford and Fanny, and I think this picture actually does say a lot because here's Mr. Crawford, and in my opinion, this is a fairly goofy looking face. And then you have Fanny here, and he's trying to impress her with these flowers and all this stuff, and she's there, she's entertaining him, but it does not look like she likes the idea too much. If you look at her face, it's more of a kind of like an unpleased or disappointed even look, and her hands are really reserved. She's very muted in her emotions, and even though he's putting on the show for her, just like in the novel, and I think most importantly, just like in the movie, she's not really reacting to it. She's not giving into the bait of, you know, all the pomp and circumstance that Mr. Crawford gives her, and it kind of shows that her heart is in a different place, which is a cool way to end out on the pictures. So yeah, those are all the pictures. I think the most important thing to take from this is that these are all different fans of the novel, or different people that have read the novel, and these are all their depictions of Fanny Price. These creators see Fanny Price in a certain way throughout the novel, and this is the way they depict them. But in the end, these are all different depictions of the same woman that struggles through the same problems, and just, I mean, in the end, it's all the same woman, basically. It all comes back to the root, like I say in my essay, and yeah, there you go. Good old Fanny Price. Alright, bye-bye.